Welcome back! Today, we're jumping right into an explainer on something literally every learner needs right now, a completely foolproof system for academic survival. Whether you're prepping for insane college exams, trying to learn programming, or just desperately trying to stop procrastinating, the insights we're breaking down today are designed to save you hours, and I mean hours, every single week as we head into 2026. Okay, let's dive into this. So, what actually separates an average student from a highly productive one? It's incredibly easy to look at the top performers in your classes and just think, well, they must just be naturally smarter than me, right? They've just got a higher IQ. But actually, scratch that. It's a massive misconception. The difference between an average student struggling to keep their head above water and a highly productive student breezing through their workload, it isn't raw intelligence at all. The absolute crucial realization is this: successful students don't rely on memory. They rely on systems. True success comes down to the digital tools you choose to use every single day. Look, if you're relying entirely on your brain to remember every single assignment, every study session, every tiny flashcard, you're going to burn out. No question. You need a system. To build that system, we're going to group 10 of the best free productivity apps across a really simple 5-step framework. We'll look at 1, organizing your master plan; 2, capturing every big idea; 3, building unbreakable focus; 4, supercharging your learning process; and 5, the ultimate productivity rule. All right, part 1, organizing your master plan, escaping the overwhelm. If you're an engineering student, a UPSC aspirant, or frankly, anyone managing a remarkably heavy college workload, versatility is your best friend. Notion is essentially an all-in-one digital workspace. Instead of juggling 5 different physical notebooks, you can create class notes, track your assignments, map out study schedules, organize massive group projects, store all your PDFs, and prep your exam plans, all in one single place. It's an absolute game changer. And the best part? If you sign up using your educational email address, you unlock a ton of their premium features completely for free. But a workspace just isn't enough on its own. You've got to manage your time. Have you ever felt that sheer 11:59 p.m. panic for a forgotten assignment? Yeah, we've all been there. Google Calendar solves this by acting as your scheduling hub. Plug in your classes, exams, interviews, daily study sessions. You can even color code every subject and set up notifications so you literally never miss a deadline again. To complement that, we have Todoist. It takes these massive mountains of work and breaks them down into daily tasks, weekly goals, and checklists. It gives you this amazing little dopamine hit of achievement with every checkmark. And honestly, those small wins are exactly what motivate you to keep going. Moving right along to part 2. Capturing every big idea. Never lose a thought. Now, if you're the kind of learner who absolutely loves the feel of writing notes, but still wants the magic of a digital system, Microsoft OneNote is your ultimate tool. It's fantastic because it seamlessly combines your handwritten notes, typed text, inserted images, actual audio recordings of your lectures, and PDF annotations. And because it perfectly syncs across your laptop and your smartphone, you can take incredibly deep, detailed notes in a live classroom and then just review them effortlessly on your phone during the bus ride home. But let's be real. Sometimes you just don't need all that depth. Sometimes you just have a brilliant thought pop into your head and you need to jot it down before it vanishes forever. That's exactly where Google Keep comes in. If OneNote is a massive, detailed canvas, think of Google Keep as lightning fast. It's a simple, super reliable space for quick checklists, voice notes, saving web links, or snapping a quick photo. It syncs instantly with your Google account, making it the perfect digital sticky note when you're on the go. Okay, part 3. Building unbreakable focus. Defeating the smartphone. To defeat the absolute biggest productivity killer in the world, smartphone notifications, we're going to use a brilliantly creative app called Forest. Here's how it works. Whenever you sit down to study, you open the app and you plant a virtual tree. If you stay focused, your tree grows. But if you cave to the temptation of checking social media and leave the app, your tree withers and dies. Honestly, the guilt of killing virtual nature is surprisingly addictive, and it's incredibly effective for maintaining your focus, especially for students grinding away for intense competitive exams. And this brilliantly illustrates the foundation of our next technique, the Pomodoro method, which you can easily manage using an app called Focus To Do. The steps are so straightforward. You study with absolute, unbreakable focus for 25 minutes, then you take a 5-minute break, and you just repeat. Focus To Do combines this timer system with your task management. By chopping your study sessions up into these manageable little chunks, you massively improve your focus and drastically reduce your mental fatigue. It makes those long, dreaded study sessions feel like a breeze.
Next up, part 4, supercharging your learning process, AI and memorization.
As a student, you're constantly writing, right? Assignments, emails to intimidating professors, reports, resumes. It never ends. Grammarly is an absolute must-have here. It doesn't just do the basic spell check, it analyzes your sentence structure, ensures you're hitting a professional tone, and sharpens your overall clarity. Even if you're only using the free version, it's incredibly useful. And if English isn't your first language, it's an absolute lifesaver. Next is ChatGPT, which, let's face it, is undeniably one of the most useful tools for students today. You can use it to wrap your head around difficult concepts, generate summaries, practice interview questions, or even learn programming. But I have a critical warning here. There is a massive difference between using AI as a learning partner and using it as a lazy shortcut. Do not just copy answers blindly. The students who use AI to actually deconstruct concepts and solve their doubts are always going to outperform the ones who just use it to cheat. Now, when it actually comes to retaining all that information for your exams, you need Anki. Anki relies on a science-backed concept called spaced repetition. It automatically reminds you to review information at gradually increasing intervals right at the exact moment you're about to forget it. So instead of wasting time rereading your entire textbook every single day, you're studying smarter, not harder. For medical students, engineering students, or language learners who have to memorize massive mountains of data, the extreme power of Anki literally cannot be overstated. Finally, we've reached part 5, the ultimate productivity rule: less is more. We've covered a lot of incredible software today, but I want to give you a quick reality check. Just downloading and installing 10 different apps is probably just going to overwhelm you. The magic number here is 3. You really need to start by mastering just 3 tools consistently before you even think about adding any more software to your daily routine. So if you're wondering exactly where to begin, we highly recommend this specific starter trio as your foundational toolkit. First, use Notion for your high-level planning and as your main digital workspace. Second, use Google Calendar for scheduling your days and locking in those hard deadlines. And third, use Forest to force yourself into periods of unbreakable focus. If you master just these 3 tools, you'll have built a virtually foolproof academic system. Because ultimately, the goal of these systems isn't just to make you feel motivated. Motivation is a fleeting emotion. It comes and goes depending on how much sleep you got or what you had for breakfast. Discipline beats motivation every single time. Using these tools consistently, day in and day out, is exactly how you build the discipline required to actually crush your academic goals. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. I want you to ask yourself, which 3 tools will you master today to build your ultimate academic system? The tools are out there, and hey, they're free. The choice of whether to remain completely overwhelmed or to build a lasting system for success is entirely up to you. Take action, pick your starter trio, and transform the way you learn. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep building your future.